With the release of Avatar 2 just on the horizon, I think it's time we talk about James Cameron's obsession with drowning his actors and balls. Okay, so let me just say this, no one drowns, that we know of at least, but on at least one occasion, James Cameron himself almost drowned during the production. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just talk about the balls. The sequel to Avatar has been delayed many times. With its original release date of December 2014, we'll finally see the big blue aliens dancing on our big screens a mere 8 years after it was slated to release. While no one incident can be pointed to for this massive delay, the long list of small things have added up. In 2013, Avatar 2 was pushed back from 2016 with the announcement of Avatar 4. In 2015, it was pushed back to 2017, with James Cameron citing difficulties in creating a 3-movie story arc. Having said, there's a layer of complexity in getting the story to work as a saga across 3 films that you don't get when you're making a standalone film. At CinemaCon 2016, he again delayed the release of Avatar 2, 3, and 4 to 2018, 2022, and 2023 respectively. What people have to understand is that this is a cadence of releases. So we're not making Avatar 2, we're making Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. Finally, in April of 2017, Fox gave us solid release dates for Avatar 2 through 5, with Avatar 2 set to premiere on December 18th, 2020. Then, in an unexpected move, Disney ended up purchasing Fox's movie and TV show assets and, in March of 2019, again moved the Avatar release date to December 17th, 2021. With Avatar now having to alternate release dates with Star Wars, we were finally promised a release date of Avatar movies every other year for the better part of a decade. Finally, in an unforeseen disaster, the major shutdowns driven by the pandemic pushed the Avatar series back yet again to December 16th, 2022. In typical fashion, James Cameron used this time to perfect his ideas and figure out how he was going to use thousands of balls to pull off one of the greatest movie series of the decade. Production finally began in 2017, with the first run of his underwater motion capture technology happening on November 14th. Traditional motion capture was just not an option, and neither were just regular cameras. Motion capture has been used in all sorts of movies recently, such as The Jungle Book and Ready Player One. It works by capturing some or all of an actor's performance and translates that into a computer-generated environment. Unfortunately, this system had many complications when the production team used it underwater, which led James Cameron to develop his own new underwater motion capture process. Using a special underwater camera, lens, and rig, he was astonished at the clarity they got with one small but fatal flaw. The reflection of the surface of the water caused the 3D tracking software to lose focus on the actors. Now, you might think that should be an easy fix. Just put something on the surface to block the light, right? Well, not exactly. You need the light for the camera. In fact, you need a lot of light. The other problem comes when you introduce the actors. James Cameron needed his actors to freedive during shoots, causing them to need the surface every few minutes. If you just layered some translucent plastic over the pool, you would drown your actors faster than James Cameron drowned Jack at the end of Titanic. To solve this problem, thousands of plastic balls were dumped into the pool to block and diffuse light. Balls were perfect because they allowed actors to come up for air whenever they needed to. And by the end of production, most of the actors were able to hold their breath for approximately 6 to 7 minutes, with Sigourney Weaver having held her breath for an astonishing 7 minutes 14 seconds. Using balls meant that they could work without the need for scuba gear, thus giving them a more free range of motion. This allowed the actors to portray the characters how Cameron envisioned giant blue aliens swimming around. All of this finally came together to create the stunning images of computer-generated blue aliens existing underwater in a more realistic way than any computer-generated model has before. In the end, though, no one drowned, unlike Titanic. And James Cameron once again amazed us with blue aliens. Whether it will be as good as the first movie is up for debate, but the only way to really know is to go see it.